Hi folks, well it's official. The tomato trellising project is a success. We are harvesting tomatoes and the quality is great and the quantity is amazing. And I just want to show you the plants here, and I'll take you inside and show you some of what I've picked and harvested already and tell you a little bit about what we've already processed. As you can see here, we have a long way to go with tomato growth yet. And these are from plants that are already giving us ripe tomatoes. As you can see, there are lots and lots of green ones still to grow. We're just about at the beginning of September here. If we don't get a frost until maybe near the end of the month in our part of the country, I should be able to get almost all of these fully harvested. They'll probably still have some blossoms on come the end of September, and the frost will finally end the harvest. But I just wanted to show you a little bit about the results here. I know I've done several videos throughout the course of the summer, but this is now the payoff. You can see the tomatoes. Some of these plants are producing massive amounts of tomatoes, and I guess that's a number of factors. One is certainly the trellising, that they're lifted up off the ground, that the air can get around them, they're healthier. Number two, the various fertilizers that I put in because of the issues I had early on. And then number three, the constant watering I've been doing. So I just wanted to show you a little bit here, and then I will take you inside and show you more of the kind that are ripe. So we'll come back just to show you some of how the harvest is going as far as what I'm bringing into the house. You can see the size of some of these tomatoes. That's a big boy, I believe. You see, that's a good sized tomato. I have some others like that. There's some big beef steaks, and then there's a whole variety of others. Now this table is where I put the tomatoes when I pick them and bring them into the house. Remember, as I've said before, I pick them when they first start to blush, if possible. Sometime this year there have been some that were red that I didn't see right away, so they were almost completely ripe when I picked them. But I do that again so that there's less chance of disease and bugs and any other kind of critters getting into them and ruining them. And then you bring them in here where they're sort of in the dark, a cooler place, and they're out of direct sunlight. And in time, then they will all turn red. And it's worked for me the last number of years that I've done it this way. I used to put them out in my we had like a covered patio area with a patio table, but the problem is I kept getting chipmunks getting in and nibbling on the tomatoes, and of course they wouldn't just eat one, they take bites out of a dozen or so, so I kept losing some, so I figured it'd be safer in here. Just to give you an idea, some of the other large ones, another large big boy. This one is a beef steak. You can see it's more lobed rather than round. But these are all good for juicing, for making sauce with. As I've said before, I like these better than aromas or the other kind of paste tomatoes, just because we juice rather than the other way of processing, where you cook the skins off and you crush them down that way. The other tomatoes do work well with that because they have a lot more meat, but these have a lot more juice in them. The others, they just don't give you that much juice. So as you can see, I think this is now the third time I've filled this table with these tomatoes, and we've already done, I've frozen 5 quarts of raw tomato juice that we'll process later. It was just I was doing it quickly by myself, so I didn't get the canner and stuff out. My wife wasn't available, so I just juiced them and put them in freezer bags and put them in the freezer. But we also did do a batch of about 7 quarts of spaghetti sauce, spaghetti/pizza sauce, her recipe, from them, and I'll show you in just a second here. We've got another batch that we're going to do tomorrow, probably another 7 at least, and it looks like the way the tomatoes are coming and the rate at what they're ripening, probably going to be doing spaghetti sauce maybe every 2 to 3 days for a while, And then once we get enough of that, or have more than enough of that, then we'll do more just regular juice or other tomato things like salsa or what have you. So, but I just wanted to give you an idea how what you're seeing coming into the house from the plants growing them outside, and the amount that we're getting this year. So I'll come back to you in a minute. So here we are in the kitchen where we'll do the processing. This quantity of tomatoes that I have here, these 2 large bowls and this basket, will probably be enough for about 7 quarts of spaghetti sauce. That's about what we typically do. There are a few there that I've had sitting there on the counter for a few days that were almost dead ripe when I picked them. So, but again, as you can see, some large ones, another big beef steak there, and then a couple other varieties, more the like slicing type tomatoes and so on. But they all have good flavor and they all juice well. So that's going to be the plan for tomorrow, and we will get some more spaghetti sauce done. I don't know how much we're going to do this year. Some years we've done as much as I think 70, and then other years we've done maybe 30. And when we had the 70, we had more people at home, and also we were giving a lot away as gifts and things like that, but we're not doing that this year so much. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. But the tomato juice is good too. I just do it as the raw juice. I can add salt and pepper to it when I'm drinking it myself. I don't like to try to season it too much. Hey, you know, it's a whole lot cheaper than buying V8 or even buying orange juice in the wintertime, but you still get the vitamin C. So go for it if you've got extra tomatoes. All right, well, thank you for watching. We'll have more updates perhaps later with the garden yet this year. And please like and subscribe our channel and tell others about it as we live in the country on a shoestring.